to the inaugural Cooking with Culture. As you can see, it's a very large kitchen, lots of important things, this good collection of pot holders, a very large stove that's approximately 1/4 of the size of my body. This is my glamorous, very small kitchen in Cambridge. So the recipe is originally from Priya Krishna's book, Indianish, and it's literally just called tomato rice with crispy cheddar. The ingredients are tomatoes, rice, cheddar. There's some other stuff too, like onions and a jalapeno if you're feeling zesty. And then I always like to put a steamed vegetable on the side just to feel better about the amount of rice and cheese that I'm eating. So tonight features this bag of broccoli. No, this isn't cheese. The cheese is coming. The cheese is going to be cheddar, which I have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 blocks of cheddar. It calls for extra sharp cheddar, so we have some of Trader Joe's finest white cheddar cheese. Just turning on the timer. Typically this recipe calls for 10 Roma tomatoes. I was at Trader Joe's, as I said, and there were no tomatoes. So I'm just doing some whole peeled tomatoes instead. I know that this is from Whole Foods. I had to go to a second store. Anyways. Okay, so here is 1 jalapeno that I removed most of the seeds and diced it on up. I have half an onion that I diced as well. Typically I'd use a whole onion, but I'm trying to conserve. So there's that. And also typically I would have had the 10 whole Roma tomatoes and then diced those up, but we're just doing this canned thing. So here that is. Going over here, we're just heating some oil in this beautiful pan that clearly didn't get cleaned all the way. Love that. All right, so we're just cooking the onion until it's translucent. Here's our rice. It's almost done. Look at all that steam. Ignore the fire hazard that is my stove. Okay, so you want to let the onions cook for like 5 to 6 minutes while they get translucent, and then you're going to add in the jalapeno. Yes, I did have a slight outfit change. Sometimes when I'm going to cut something that's going to be messy, or the oil in the pan is splattery, I put on this little apron that my mom got me over whatever thing I'm wearing, and it looks ridiculous, but not going to get anything on my favorite sweatshirt. Okay, so I'm going to cut up the tomatoes that are in this lovely can, and they are just gonna treat them like a normal Roma. Turns out cooking and videotaping yourself at the same time is hard, so I went ahead and added about half the tomatoes. I'm gonna keep dicing up the other ones over here. This mess. Here we go. One thing that is kind of fun about cooking with canned tomatoes is that there's a lot of juice in here that I'm gonna just go ahead and add right on in. As you can see, I've changed out of my apron tunic. Still managed to get stuff on my shirt. Classic. Now is the part you've all been waiting for. I'm gonna grate this block of cheese. I'm really mad at myself right now because I made a very rookie mistake and I left that block of cheese out the entire time I was cooking in this hot, tiny kitchen. So next time I will remind myself, and you should remind yourself, don't take the cheese out until the very last minute when you're ready to grate it, because it's going to be really soft. All right, my tomato situation is sizzling and looking beautiful. Just going to give that a stir to make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. It was a little bit classic. And you can take your rice that you've kept on hand and not burnt, thank God. And you're just going to dump the rice right on in there. While it's still hot, it's okay if it's still simmering a little bit, making some bubbles. Okay. Honestly, if you can cook rice without any sticking to the bottom of the pan, you might be a top chef. I'm actually really stoked about how this turned out with my canned tomato situation. Obviously fresh tomatoes would have been preferable, but this still looks delicious and I'm excited to top it with cheese. So at this point, you're not gonna cook anything else. You just wanna transfer the rice tomato mixture into an oven safe baking dish. I have this Pyrex. It's purple and I love it. So you wanna heat your oven to really high. I think you could even turn it to broil, but okay, all the numbers have rubbed off on our oven I'll show you, hold on. We actually have no numbers on our oven dial. They have all rubbed off. This is so good and fun. And before you tell me that I should have an oven thermometer, I do, thank you. It's also very dirty. Whatever. All right, now we're just gonna add some cheese to the top of this, one-handed, which you do not have to do in your kitchen. So you want the cheese to be melty, and then you want it to be a little crispy, and you don't want to burn it, so you gotta keep an eye on it. Okay, typically I get impatient and I pull this out before it's actually crispy, but tonight I really did it. Look at that. You can still hear the bubbling. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, here's my very, very well-balanced meal. Literally half and half. I'm gonna eat more of the cheesy rice, so. This whole thing was an experiment, so if you like it, let us know, send us a message. The recipe, I'm gonna post it in the next little thing. We'll do a little swipe up because it's on the New York Times. Thank you for watching this. Oh, I can't front zoom. I was trying to zoom in on my face and keep, okay, good. Okay, goodbye.